up, guys? Welcome to another Sundays with Jesse. I've got my coffee in hand, and it's Sunday. Well, technically it is recording on Sunday, and I'm going to be posting this on Monday for you guys, so it should be Mondays with Jesse. I usually fall behind on some of these. If you're not familiar with this video format, I just typically use this as a way for me to just chat with you guys about stuff that I'm working on, or projects, or maybe new printers, or whatever it may be that I want to just share with you guys in no specific formatting. There is one very important topic that I want to chat with you guys about around resin LCD screen-based 3D printers, and one of the concerns that I have about that. If you're interested in more of that and want to skip over all this initial part here, you can head to the
254
mark. So before we get to that, I wanted to share this amazing gift that was sent to me by MNProps, who made and sent me a Magneto helmet. This is so cool! This is one of the replicas from the Apocalypse movie, and yeah, this thing is so cool. Unfortunately, my head is just a little too large for it to actually fit on, but he did a ridiculously good job of actually finishing this. It's really nice and smooth. The details on this pop really nicely. I've been meaning to make one of these for a very long time now. Out of probably all of the movie helmets, my first favorite was the First Class helmet, and then followed up by this one here. And this one is so cool. I'm gonna be really enjoying having this on display here in the background. So thank you so much for sending this my way, and very glad it made it all the way over here stateside without breaking or anything like that. And actually, that Magneto helmet fit perfectly on the bust that I have up there. And speaking of Magneto, you'll probably see some upcoming videos here on my actual cosplay progress. I'm gonna be doing Magneto as probably my big cosplay for New York Comic-Con this October. So really getting going on that particular project. I'm gonna be actually sewing a costume for the very first time with all this. So I'm gonna be picking up a sewing machine later this week and then starting to learn that process. So as I'm working on the patterns and making the actual suit and all the attachments, I think I'm gonna be kind of doing a mashup of an armor-based Magneto. I'll be sharing some of that progress along the way leading up to New York Comic-Con. If you're gonna be at New York Comic-Con, let me know down below as well, because I'd love to meet up with anybody out there. I'm going solo this year, so I'll just be kind of walking around all 4 days of the show with my camera in hand, recording lots of cool things. So the main topic that I want to talk with you guys about today is LCD screens on these resin 3D printers. I have 3 different resin 3D printers here that I'm primarily using. The Elgu Mars, I actually have 2 of these, and the Anycubic Photon, and then the Zortrek Inkspire. I also had the Monoprice Mini, but as you guys know, I'm no longer using that machine. But what I really want to talk to you about is the actual screens that are used on these to project the actual image that you're printing. Every single one of these machines, even the Monoprice Mini, I've had issues with those screens, or I've had to have those replaced. I'm also seeing this posted on a number of these Facebook groups. It's not something that happens all the time, thankfully, and it seems to be happening at random, but when it does happen, it completely either does not work, or there's maybe dead pixels on the screen, or artifacts that I found on the screen that's causing holes inside of my prints. Just to give you guys some background info on this, so again, I have the 2 Elgumars here. Both screens now, I've effectively had issues on both of these machines, and I've had to have them replaced. The Anycubic Photon, I've had to replace that screen twice, and the Zortrek Inkspire, I've also had to replace that screen twice. The first time it arrived DOA, it just didn't work, so they sent me out another one, and I replaced it, and that worked for a good long while. And then just recently, I'm in the process now of replacing the one that I originally replaced with a brand new one, because I was getting those artifacts on the screen and it was causing holes in all of my prints. Now, I have no idea what causes this, or it's not like there's an over usage of printing going on here. I mean, I am printing a lot with these machines, but I don't think it's anything absurdly crazy. And even on some of the Facebook groups across all of these machines, people had posted where they have just recently received the machines and it's not working correctly. The screen's not working, and they now have to either replace the unit or open them up and swap out the screens. Thankfully, it doesn't cost a lot to replace the screens if it's no longer under warranty. However, under all of these circumstances, except for this guy here, I've been able to contact support and have those screens directly replaced, where they've sent out replacements. And for the most part, I feel like people are also seeing that as well online, that if you're running into these artifact issues or dead pixel issues, they're gonna send you a replacement screen so that you can swap this out. In this case with the Photon, I've had this for 2 years now, year and a half, 2 years. So it's just sort of out of warranty, and that's why I ended up buying a new screen, I think about 6 months ago myself off of Amazon. But I really do think this is somewhat similar to my, let's say my CR10, one of my FDM 3D printers, where I have a completely swappable hot ends and extruders that I purchased online for about $40 or $50, where something at some point will eventually break down. Maybe it's a really bad clog and I don't feel like taking everything apart, or maybe one of the wires rips and I don't feel like resoldering something, that I can easily swap these things in and out. The difference is these screens you can't really repair. With the FDM printer, some of those you can actually repair the parts with a little bit of elbow grease and knowledge. With these, you have no choice but either contacting support or buying a replacement screen. Again, thankfully, most of these manufacturers have been absolutely wonderful in returning my emails, and it's typically directly to support, especially with the Zortrak Inkspire. I mean, these folks were able to get a new replacement screen over to me pretty quickly so that I can get back up and running with another project that I've got going. Same here with the Elegoo Mars. So it's great that these companies are very rapidly getting behind and sending these screens out. The problem is, why is this happening? And I don't know. I don't have an answer to this. I don't have a solution to this. I'm just calling it out as something that I'm seeing from posts on Twitter and Instagram and all these Facebook groups of people continuously posting issues about these screens. So is there something fundamentally flawed with this design? I don't know. I still love printing with these things. You're still gonna see a ton of videos of me working with these. I just wanted to call this out as something that I'm seeing. I just wanna say thanks again for watching, you guys. I also wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody that's sharing your builds with me over on social media. Make sure to be tagging me here at Uncle Jessy for real over either on Instagram or Twitter. Actually, most of you guys just tag me on Instagram. I try to capture as many of these as I can so that I can share them here in this video. So again, thank you for sharing them. There's some crazy awesome builds that you guys are making. I actually need to step up my game a bit here to keep up with you guys. I just want to say thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Bye now.